My East of Eden video, I kind of killed it by deleting half the footage, and it was so upsetting that I just don't have the will to refilm it. So instead, I woke up feeling really productive today, so I'm gonna organize my bookcase, and I thought maybe that's something you guys would want to see. First, I've been taking out all the books, dusting off the shelves, and then I'll show you what I'm gonna do after that. We'll start with that. So let's go. So here we see, I have just realized I've sat down and knocked over my stack of books. And here we see the face of regret looking back at our mistake. Okay, so I have all of these cubes clean. I'm waiting for this last one to dry. I want to clean the top of my bookshelf too. And I realized I haven't really showed you what's on the top of my bookshelf, so I just wanted to show you that real quick. Okay, as you can see, this is really dusty and gross because it's very neglected. These plants usually don't live up here, but this is Frankie. He's my snake plant. I have him and my cactus moved here because it's starting to get really cold here. And we have our windows open right now instead of AC, and I don't want them to get cold. So I'm in the process of trying to figure out another good place for them. Right now, I'm fairly certain it's not the top of here. So this is just kind of their in-between spot for now. This is Greg, my cactus. He's a ladyfinger cactus. As you can see, he's flipping you off. My mom got him for me and named him after my grandpa. So this is Greg. Oh. And then I have trash up here. Well, a bookmark and trash. Oh, so the last thing of import is this guitar with these nice little, I don't know if they're sketched in, burned in exactly. This was my grandpa's. I got it at his estate auction. I do not play guitar, but it looks like it needs dusting as well, so I'll probably do that. But I just really liked it because I really like music, and I hadn't really known my grandpa owned guitars until I saw these ones. Well, he had a few different ones, but this one was the most pretty, and I liked it, so I got it. It's pretty well aged, but I love it. That's why I keep it up here, safe from the chaos of 3 cats. And then this mirror, I thought I was going to find a good place for it here, but I did not, so I just kind of use it to prop up the neck of the guitar over here. So this needs dusting as well, so let's get to it. Okay, so I have all the books nicely cleaned. Well, I have the bookshelf cleaned. Now I'm gonna go through the books and try and figure out a way to dust them off if they need it. I'm not quite sure how I'm gonna do that yet because I don't want to use anything wet, honestly. I thought about maybe getting, like, you know, some canned air and just whoosh. But we have one at work and it has like frost in it. I really don't want, like I said, to get my books wet, so we'll try and figure out something. And then I'm gonna go through and mark my to-read ones, and then my ones that I'm wanting to unhaul is gonna be marked with these little orange tabs. And then my to read is going to be marked with a little pink. So let's go. So I really love playing this game of like taking off the dust jacket and guessing, you know, what color is going to be underneath it. And I think you find a lot of fun surprises that way too, which I definitely did. So I'm going to be showing you what the books look like under the dust cover and slowing that down a bit for you guys so you guys can admire that, because I had such a fun time doing that. So I went through all of my books and marked my to-read ones and my ones I'm thinking of unhauling or know I want to unhaul. And I'm sure people are wondering, why do you need to mark that? I think, especially watching a lot of booktube there, especially last year, I was caught in this idea that I have to buy these books, then read the books. I have to have all these books. I have to read really fast. Just a lot of feeling inadequate because I wasn't reading, you know, like 8 books every month. Or like at the end of the year, my total count wouldn't be talking about, you know, the 60 books I read. Just, like I said, a lot of inadequacy when it came to that. And, you know, trying to fit the typical mold of, you know, lots of books, full of shelves. And I'd get books that I found were interesting to me, for the most part. But then I would get other books that I was also interested in, and my interest would start waning. Like, for example, Mother of Pearl. I was really interested in reading it when I bought it. And now that interest has waned a lot. So I don't want to unhaul it yet, because I still think I could read it. I just think I need to warm up a bit to it. I didn't mark it in my to read because I marked my to read as books that I really have been wanting to read for some time. You'll notice here I marked City of Bones to read. Yes, I have read that, but I read it back in like middle school. So I'm really dying, well, not dying. I really want to reread all of Cassandra Clare's work, just because it has been quite some time, and there's the nostalgia factor, and then there's also the, oh my god, teenage me absolutely ate that up, and this is ridiculous. I don't know. With BookTube, I felt like I had to keep reading new things, so I had new things to talk about, and I kind of pushed off, you know, my goals like that. Which is why I'm happy to be back and not putting any pressure on myself to create or read a lot. Like I said, all the books that I've marked to read are books that I have a really high interest in, that I've wanted to read for quite some time. I did mark my Edgar Allan Poe. I mean, obviously that one I'm not just gonna sit down and read straight through. I read it when I have the energy for it, because, yeah, Edgar Allan Poe can be very dark. I haven't read any of his short stories yet, which is all I have left of this book, but I mean, I can show you. His poems are this half, and then his short stories are that. So, That's going to take me a while. Most of the books I talked about in my book that I really want to read, I talked about in my bookshelf tour. I don't want this video to necessarily be a repeat of that per se. I just feel like these videos are really calming to like I need a YouTube video to fall asleep to, and I don't know, just a calming, chill video, no pressure type deal. Now I do want to talk about the books I want to unhaul. I don't know, I feel like I have to like defend why I want to unhaul it. So The Circle by Dave Eggers is just not a good book, and it's just completely ridiculous. The writing is laughable at times. It's a book I do not look fondly back on, and I don't feel like it's something I need to own. The cover isn't really anything special. You know, sometimes you read like a bad book and you're like, but it's really pretty, so you want to keep it, because I do view myself as a collector. The next, which I've talked quite a lot about, I feel like, in my early YouTube days, is the Red Queen series. So I found, trying to think of how to say this. I found that with time, my feelings on books tends to change. So I'm much more likely to give something like a higher rating when I first finish it, because I'm like, oh yes, this was awesome. They did this, this, and this, and oh my gosh, what a work of art. And then I think about it more, and I'm all like, I don't know if I'd say that. Looking back on the Red Queen series, I gave them a lot of meh rating. I think I gave The Circle a meh rating too. These I gave, I think, an average of like 3 stars. But I don't know, they just don't have an impact on me. Like, The Moral Instruments, yes. Are they trashy YA? Yes. But are they nostalgic for me and remind me of, you know, like a simpler time? Yes. And that's why I love them. And that's why I like collecting, you know, special pre-editions of it. But the Red Queen, had I read it in, you know, like junior high, sorry, I keep yawning. Had I read it in like junior high or high school, it'd probably be one of my favorite series and have that nostalgia factor that'd make me want to keep it. But reading it as an adult, I don't see the need to keep them. I don't know how to describe it. I just look at them and I'm all like, I could use this space for something else that I enjoy much more, or like looking at much more. Because let's be real, the covers aren't all that unique either. I've seen other covers and then I'm like, is that like a Red Queen spinoff? And then I'm like, oh no, it's not. The last book I put on my unhaul list, The Strange Case of Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. And this is for, remember when I said I got books because, not necessarily because I wanted to read them or like was really interested in them? I'd say that only really applied to this book because I wasn't really all that interested in it. If you guys watched Once Upon a Time and you remember the Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde like cameo, that's pretty much the only reason I grabbed it. And now I see it on my shelf and the green and the purple make me want to die. And I just don't like the look of it. And I don't have the desire to read it. And frankly, yeah, the purple and green just really makes me, I don't know if it's like if I have OCD or something like that, but like I just can't stand to look at this book on my shelf without wanting to gag. Because I just, like, look like that, like, but yeah, that's my bookshelf yet again, but now it's clean. I don't know if anyone else does this, but I like to like go through, I'd say once or twice a year and, you know, do the deep cleaning, pull them all out. I like to take good care of my books. They're like my babies. They're my sweethearts. So I try to take good care of them. Let me know if you guys do that or if I'm just weird about my books. Also, let me know how you, if you do like go through your books, how you go about like cleaning them. I find like the part that gets dusty is like the top part here, and then the rest is fine. But like, how do I like? I'm sure you saw me just flipping through those because I couldn't think of any other way to like really disturb the dust without, I don't know. Let me know, because now it's gonna really bother me. I hope this was a nice, chill, calming video to watch. I had a very nice time, nice, relaxing time. Make sure you give it a like if you enjoyed, because that lets me know you like this kind of content. And Lord knows I've got a lot of cleaning that I need to do, because I find cleaning videos relaxing. Maybe you do too. Like I said, give it a like, because that lets me know you liked it. Comment down below if you do this, how you do this, any tips and tricks. Make sure you subscribe so you see when I post next time, because we're not on a schedule. It's no pressure, chill zone over here. I'll see you guys later, hopefully. Have a good rest of your day, and if you're able, go support your local bookstore. Alright guys.